What is up, YouTube? It's Cover Prodigy back from the on. Today, we're going to be going over the brand new Hometown Heroes theme. We're going to start off with the events. So for the events, we are going to have the Gauntlet and the Fantasy Finals event. The Gauntlet is going to have the Sapphire Carmelo Anthony, is going to have the Ruby Wilt Chamberlain, and is going to have the Amethyst Derrick Rose. As far as Fantasy Finals goes, we're going to have the Sapphire Mark Jackson, the Ruby Josh Smith, and the Amethyst Julius Irving up here. But yeah, as far as the set goes, I guess what we will go over next. Go over to sets real quick. We have this set right here. So basically, in order to complete the set, you're gonna have to open up at least one pack, because they're not putting the main domination collectibles, or they're not putting the collectibles for this theme in this main domination collectible Halloween collectibles in there, which I like starting to find even more and more annoying as they continue to do it. As far as like them putting like collectibles that you like can't really use to complete the set in the events, which like personally I don't like that. But let's go over the set real quick. We got the Chris Webber, he's going to take one collectible. The Bernard King is going to take 2. The Carmelo Anthony is going to take 6, and the Dwayne Wade is going to take 4. Wilt Chamberlain is actually not craftable. You can only get him from the Gauntlet, or if you're lucky enough to pull him from packs. Let's go over to the store. Of course, that means the pack exclusive card is going to be this Lebron James over here. So as you guys can see, yeah, you're gonna have a 7% chance at pulling him, which is actually lower in past themes or in the past themes for this season. The pack exclusive card top reward, you have had a 8% chance at pulling him, but for this theme, you're gonna have a 7%, which is kind of unfortunate. It seems like we're already going lower in the pack odds, so I feel like that's 8% was fine. Maybe it could go higher, but now we're starting to go down to 7%, which is unfortunate. But yeah, let's go back over to the collection. Go ahead and check out all the cards in this theme. If you guys want to see the highest power of all these cards, you guys can go ahead and click the Google Sheets link down in the description. You guys can check the power of the cards, as well as like some other stuff like the other power. This has like the full every single card that they have released so far into the game, as well as on the power checker you can check like about where your card will be at certain levels. So if you're like upgrading for Dom or trying to get prime player boost, you can also use that, as well as like the Dom power caster, which you can like throw your team in there, and then they'll show you what your team power and domination will be. But yeah, let's go over the Hometown Hero scene. We got this LeBron James as the highest card. He's, of course, as we already said, the pack exclusive card. The top couple players in this team actually have the prime player ability. One thing I don't like about this team is that if we go ahead and filter out power forwards, there has not been any event power forwards that have been Amethyst or above. So a lot of people are like using the Julius Randle, the Domantas Sabonis, or one of these base Amethyst card, which is kind of sucks. Both the Zion and the Giannis were both back exclusive. So hopefully we at least get like some power forwards next week, because for some reason they're not giving us any, which is weird to me. But let's also filter out the centers. Kind of the same thing for the centers. We had one center in the events, and now we are getting the Hometown Heroes, and we're getting 2 small forwards in this one. So not a big fan of that. But let's go over the theme. We got LeBron James right here. He maxes out at 7291 power, which is kind of crazy. Is he the highest card in the game right now? Let's go ahead and filter out Amethyst real quick. 3784, I believe. Yeah, that makes him the highest card currently in the game. I believe the second highest card would be that Kareem in that case, but 3700, and then the Kareem is, yeah, so it would be LeBron, Kareem, and it'll probably be the Julius Irving. But Julius Irving maxed out at 7130, Derrick Rose maxed out at 7091, Trace McGrady maxes out at 7049. As far as these cards gameplays, not the biggest fan of Julius Irving's gameplay whatsoever. I think Derrick Rose's mid-range shot isn't really as good as you can see, as it shows here. As far as like him having like a 5 in that set, in game his mid-range shot isn't really that great, and he's like not that good of a shooter. So, and it's like this game doesn't really reward, or like doesn't really have a feature where like the Ja Morant and the Derrick Rose, some of the fast point guards in this game don't really play that well in gameplay. So Derrick Rose isn't really that useful to me. I kind of find him annoying to use. But Trace McGrady, he's pretty good. His shots kind of inconsistent sometimes. Sometimes he like miss wild shots that you feel like he should probably make. But Trace McGrady's still pretty good. He's had like a long wingspan, so if he upgrades defending, he can be a really good defender for you as well. But then we got for the Ruby cards, we got the Kawhi Leonard, which I feel like deserves a 3-point shot, as well as a rebounding upgrade in his stats. But Kawhi Leonard right here, he is not going to be in any event. So if you want to get this card, you're going to actually have to craft him or pull him from packs. Wilt Chamberlain right here. I haven't tested out Wilt this season, but in my experience, Wilt's gameplay, he has a problem with like when cards or players drive to the rim, he has a problem with coming off his man to defend the rim when he's like right next to the rim. So personally, I don't really like Will Chamberlain when he was doing that last season. If he's still doing that, I probably still would not like this card as much, but he's right there. Josh Smith, who I'm excited to try out. He has a 5 in defense, 5 in rebounding, 5 in agility, and then his 3-point shot and mid-range shot are both at a 4. So those are easily upgradable stats. A lot of the power forwards in this game, which also I kind of find annoying, like in like the past, I can like probably show you a clip because I like record like a bunch of clips of Kyrie Irving from the past overtime event. But a lot of power forwards in this game like stand on the perimeter. So if you have like a shooting point guard or something like that, then it's very easy. Or if you have like a driving point guard or something like that, it's very easy for your players to get blocked because their players coming off of them. And if they're like wide open, you're like, oh, is that a wide open guy on the perimeter? Pass it over to him. He like can't shoot like Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman consistently still on the perimeter for me all of the overtime event. But we got Josh Smith right there. I'm definitely excited to try him out. I'm not sure how tall he is or how that much would contribute to how good he is in game. But we got Dwayne Wade right here. I'm not a big fan of Dwayne Wade cards in this game, to be honest, but there he is. We got Carmelo Anthony, which I don't really have that much experience using. I know he has a 3 in defense, so I don't really like that. But his shooting stats are kind of interesting. It's kind of hard to use him in game, but he is going to be in one of the events, so I'll be able to try him out like head-to-head, something like that. Mark Jackson, underratedly, I'm not sure if he still has it. He has like some insane dunk animations. He has like some like 360s and stuff like that. So he's an interesting card to use if you do manage to get him from the fantasy finals. He's the first reward if you are at the highest tier. But Clyde Drexler right here, I like certainly not been craftable. Clyde Drexler is, in my opinion, like one of the best small forwards in the game. It's very easy to upgrade his 3-point shot. His 3-point shot release is kind of easy to get used to. One of the best defenders, one of the best small forwards at driving to the rim. He's like at least top 3 small forwards in the game, in my opinion. We got Bernard King right here, who is actually new to the game, which you can craft him with 2 collectibles since you won't be able to complete the actual set if you are free to play. So I'm going to be trying to craft this card. Post scoring, mid-range shot, layups and dunks, agility are all at a 5. Defending only at a 4. Not the crazy about that, but it's definitely gonna be interesting to try him out. He should be pretty good in game. We'll see how he plays. I never played with Bernard King in the game because obviously the first time he's been out. Lonzo Ball right here. They reverted him back to his old stats. Even like with the current stats, like Lonzo Ball shooting, he still takes like a while to shoot because of his shot release and stuff like that. But especially when they revert back to those, I'm not a big fan of these old stats right here for Lonzo Ball. So he probably won't be as good as you would hope for him to be. But second to last player, or third to last player, I guess, we got Chris Webber right here. Mid-range layups and dunks, post scoring, rebounding, strength, and agility are all at a 5. For some reason, I don't really like Chris Webber cards this game. I feel like he's kind of like really undersized, and he doesn't really shoot threes at all. And like if you're like gonna be undersized, you don't shoot threes, and like you're already like getting out rebounded because you're undersized. Not the greatest look, but moving on, we got the Dwight Howard for the Atlanta Hawks right here. Strength, rebounding are both at a 5. Defending's only at a 4. It's going to be interesting to see how he plays in game, but I doubt we'll be able to see him that much because he's only a gold card. We got Jet T at the end here. Playmaking, agility, both at a 5. Shooting stats are only at a 4 as well as defending, so not the craziest card. But yeah, that's basically going to be the end of the video. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys think about this theme. It's probably going to be the first thing that we don't open packs for because I don't really want this LeBron James card that much because we can just get the other one from the Halloween theme from, I think apparently you can pull them from draft board too, which they didn't really include in their tweet. They said that cards on draft board, Booker, Kawhi, Galcius, Grant, and Terry. They never said that LeBron cards aren't going to be on the draft board, but apparently there's LeBron cards on the draft board as well as the other Ruby cards, I believe. So we are going to be trying to complete that set. So yeah, you guys can see we managed to pull Kareem. I opened like one pack trying to pull that James Worthy, and we managed to pull that Kareem. So yeah, but yeah, I'll probably not be opening packs for this team. For the Gauntlet, if you get some of these Halloween cards, they will give you a 20% boost, so that's pretty good as well. Everybody should be able to get top 4 in this Gauntlet event. Gauntlet is like a longer type of grind, but everybody should be able to get top 4 in this upcoming Gauntlet event. Everybody should be able to get that Derrick Rose, the Wilt, if Wilt is your top reward. As far as fantasy finals go, basically the strategy for fantasy finals is to cycle through the games. It's easier to like back out and go back in instead of like using that reload button, but you can cycle through your games on like hard, or well, I do it on hard and then without your mentors, and then after you find an opponent, you actually want to throw your mentors back on before you get into the game, and then you want to play that opponent hopefully and like just hope for the best, I guess. Fantasy finals is in my opinion, it isn't that difficult. It just depends on the power advantage that you have going into a game, which you can see before the you actually get into a game. So yeah, fantasy finals is like that. As far as like my team as of right now, the only reason I'm showing it to you, we can balance these prime players, but I'm not going to. Because we have the domination event, and domination event, even if you have like a whole bunch of balanced prime players, you can see that Halloween collectibles in this event. Even if you have a bunch of balanced prime players, it doesn't really matter. People still attack you, so I'm just gonna probably like throw the highest mentors on this team. But we got this team right here. We have this team over here, which we can balance the prime players of this card right here, I believe, with the Trae Young that we have and the Kevin Durant that we have right here. So we can balance those prime players. I'm trying to get maybe we'll get the Trace McGrady on this account. I'm fine with like opening up one pack. So maybe we'll get the Trace McGrady on this account as well, throw him at the shooting guard position. And then if you guys are also wondering, Michael Jordan's in the season, so you can go ahead and pull him for seasons. But this is basically the second team we got over here. And then for the third team, we have over here lower power forward than the other teams and lower small forward than the other teams. We managed to get Jalen Rose, since he was in the events, we managed to upgrade him to level 4, and then we used the remaining review cards that we had on the Paul George. So this is the other team. We got Kyrie, prime player activated. The Indiana Pacers. We mentioned this kind of like at the beginning. I'm not sure. Actually, I actually did not release that video, but you got the duo with the it's the duo with the Jalen Rose and the Jermaine O'Neal, and then you have the team loyalty with the Paul George, so that gives him a boost. Overall, we have a 415 power boost. Actually, need to make sure we apply the prime player on the Kyrie too. So as you can see, we have a 629 power boost with that activated. But yeah, that's basically what's going on over here, and that's basically the last. What's going on with my screen right now? I've never seen that on the screen. All right, but yeah, the game just crashed. All right, but yeah, that's basically the last team that we have right there. Let me know down in the comments how you guys teams are looking and how many teams you guys actually have. Obviously, we've been packed, so I don't expect you guys had like as many teams probably as I do. Maybe had like 2 teams at the most, especially considering like the power forwards that they've been, or the lack of power forwards they've been releasing into the events. But yeah, that's basically gonna be the end of the video. If you guys did the video, drop a like, subscribe if you guys are new, and peace out.